Why are we like this? There we go. That's better.
See, I still have this thing where I'm only seeing half my face.
Are you
By the way,
serious?
I do on my side, but that's something with my phone. I don't know. Okay, I'm good right here.
Okay. You're better there?
Yeah, that's fine. It's my thing. Like I can't get rid of. You know the top where it says like Google, where you could type in and Google something on top of your phone. I
I'm
can't.
curious because this thing gives me the option to either go horizontal. What happens if I go vertical? Will it change the live stream?
Yeah, no, leave it the way it is. I got rid of it one time. I just don't know
Okay.
how to do it again. You know.
All right. Well, we've got some people here hanging out with us today.
Oh, we're
Uh,
live now.
yeah, we've been live.
Oops. Oops.
Yeah, we've been live for how long is this thing? Say, I don't know. It doesn't say. Oh yeah, 58 seconds. So not that long. They didn't hear you where you were complaining about mine.
Did they hear me? Did they hear me talking about them?
I don't think so.
Because
They're still here, so they definitely didn't hear you.
I was definitely talking about Jeff.
All right, let me do a little bit of housekeeping. I want to thank some of the people that are here with us today because I know once we get into conversation, at least I don't. I get totally sidetracked and don't even focus over here. But I'm trying to get better. I'm working on it. I want to thank In My Tanks, Nick. Thanks for being the first one in here. And then we had Sketty Nona, Sarah. Thank you for joining us today. Uh,
Steady Nona.
yep, Nick Hardwater. How you doing, Nick? That's we got Nick with a C and Nick with a K. KJ's here with us. Cam Jam, thank you, Mama 22. Aquaballs, George, thanks for hanging out today. We got Empire of Dirt Aquatics, Jeff Kane in the house. Along with him, we've got Just One More Fish. Jesse, thank you for being in here. We got Sam Marshall, 207. Thanks for joining in. Let's see. We got Jody P with the Tropical Fish Company. Thanks for dropping in and hanging out with us today. Why are we always yelling? Sam, thanks for thanks for joining us today. You were kind of late today. I'm a little bit disappointed.
Oh, he
He's usually the
chastising
first
you
one.
live.
He's always the first one. Not today though. There was a lot of people before him. Sweet Polly. Hey, how's it going, Sweet Polly? Thanks for being here. We got Uncle Smiley Aquariums. Hey, Joe. Thanks for being here. Overly overstocked Oscars, June.
You know
Hope
what? Is it overly
Drama.
overstocked? I remember somebody was talking about that. I thought it was like y'all was talking about it. I called her. I always called her something else.
Who, June?
Yeah,
Only
overstocked.
Oscars.
I didn't know it was overly overstocked. Isn't it something else?
It used to be only Oscars.
Only Oscars, but and then somebody said it was some. What I don't know. I was watching the whatchamacallit, and so one of y'all was saying that it was something else.
Oh, I don't
Oh,
know.
it's not overly overstocked. I thought it was overly overstocked.
Yeah,
And I
that's
was
what it
like,
says
do I
right there.
gotta read it better?
Yeah, it says right there. Overly
You know I can't see that little itty bitty letters.
overstocked Oscars. Yeah, well, I can only read them because I'm actually looking at a bigger screen today. But let's see who else is in here. I was second person, but I deleted my message. Yeah, okay. I'll buy that for $1.
Lies, filthy, dirty lies.
Come on, Sam. You got to try a little bit harder than that. And then we have JP Jeffries. JP, thanks for being here. Let's see who else is kind of snuck in there while we've been chatting away. I think that's about it right now. June is hoping for drama. I don't know. Do we have any drama?
Yeah,
We do.
I don't know. I'll make something up though.
Oh,
I'll come
okay.
up with something. I'll
We can
come up
always
with
talk
something.
about how bad Drew's feet stink. You know, you can smell them
I,
all the way over here in Arizona.
I'll come up with something. Hey, June, think of something that pisses you off, and I'll co-sign, and I'll just go off on it. All right, I'll do that for June because June is someone special to me.
I stole this name. She says that she stole this name. The overly. It's because it's one of the fish room punk characters or cards, and she really liked it. It's kind of an homage to her anyway, so she really didn't steal it. it was kind of a tip of the hat to her for being the Oscar queen.
I need to get my glasses. I hate that I can't read it.
Well, even with the glasses, you're still not going to be able to read it.
You shut your filthy horse mouth.
All right. There must not be anything good going on today because everybody's coming in.
Oh, where the hell is my glasses?
I don't know.
I don't know where my glasses are. Oh,
So
well.
what do you got back there? I hadn't seen that tank.
Huh?
What tank is that?
Oh, that's 33 long. I put the Jack Dempsey's in there. Yo, dude. So look, I'll go ahead. So I've been bad busy today. So today, everybody, today's Mexicali's birthday. Happy birthday, Mexicali. Everybody say happy birthday to Mexicali. It's also my birthday.
Also Funk's birthday. Every day is Funk's birthday.
Hey,
Shirley.
Yeah, but it's also Mexicali. It's both of our birthdays.
I found out that also Latoya, her birthday's today too. So that was kind of cool.
Latoya Jackson?
No. Latoya from our Land to Lake Aquatics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know.
So I wish I knew. I feel bad that I don't know these people. But I wish I did. But anyway,
Old fart.
Where are my what?
Which one are you reading?
Overly stocked.
Let's see. What did she say?
It jumped up. Hey, you know what my glasses are?
Why are my electric? Where are my electric jacks? That's what you want.
They're right there. Yeah, they're right there. So, like I was saying, so I put the electric blue Jack Dempsey's in there. Some people will get it. June is definitely going to get electric blue Jack Dempsey.
Hey, vibes.
June is definitely going to get electric blue Jack Dempsey, but I don't know about selling the electric blue Jack Dempsey's. And let me explain to you why. These electric blues have been doing weird shit. At about 3.5 months, 3 inches long, they've been doing stuff that I don't feel comfortable selling for money. I'd give them away to like June, but I'm gonna keep them myself. I don't think I'm just gonna give them away. No, I'm giving one to June. June, you know why I'm giving one to you. But they're doing stuff that makes me more curious, and because I don't know the answer to it, I don't feel comfortable taking people's money. You know what I'm saying? They are doing this weird, like when you blow a balloon up and you just let it go and it goes.
Yep.
They're doing that thing. Sometimes I'll wake up the next morning and it'll be dead, or sometimes it won't be. Out of the 45 that I have 20 left. That's more than 50% kill rate, death rate. And that's with being taken care of, like with excellent conditions. So the original plan was to take care of them in a super excellent conditions and sell them to people and be confident that they're going to get something that's not going to die on them right away. I'm not confident of that. And so because I'm not confident of that, I can't honestly do that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the plan was to sell them, at around $50 or $60 and say, yeah, it's $50 or $60, but you are definitely going to get a Jack Dempsey that is not, or, chances are it's not going to die on you. And I can't confidently say that. Oh, okay. So I'm not going to sell them. I'll keep them and I'll go from there. I'll do videos and I'll talk more about that. And I'll go. I'm definitely going to get another batch of Jack Dempsey's and do it again, and raise them up again so I can learn more about it, because it's been a very interesting journey in my opinion. But selling this batch and saying I'm confident of this, that, and the other, I'm not. So I'm not going to take your money and say you're good, because I wouldn't be confident of that. So That's where I'm at with that. You know?
Well, it's interesting. Sorry, it's interesting you say that because I know prior to you getting them, when they first hit kind of like the scene, or if that's what you want to say, or people started doing videos on them. The hell am I choking on my um is anyways, they people were showing them when they first got them, and it always seemed around the 2 or 3 months uh milestone
Yeah.
they would lose them.
Yeah.
And I, like you said, it might be something genetic from those fish or something, because they out of the blues. And
Yeah.
and here's the interesting part: the ones that have been able to make it past that point seem to be very deformed.
Yeah,
They
they have been. Now mine have not been deformed. Actually, mine, the bodies are incredible shape at 3 inches. They're in incredible shape, right? But I still will find one that is doing incredibly well one day and dead the next. So, I'm not confident in taking people's money and being like, you're good, because I wouldn't be confident in that. And I'm not, y'all know I ain't trying to cheat nobody. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that's where I'm at with that. You know?
Yeah, and I don't know what it is about. It's got to be something in their genetic coding, because it's interesting that exactly around that time frame is
Yeah.
when all the problems start showing up.
Yeah,
Uh,
mine was at 3 months is when my 45 really started dwindling down.
yeah, so I thought the code had been cracked, but apparently not. What do you got there?
More
Scoops?
spoons. I want
More
to thank everybody who's ordered from me. Um, spoons. I am running and having to restock up on stuff, which is a good problem to have. Thank you so much for everybody who's ever ordered from me. For reals. Ugh. But the reason why I have them there, those that tank there, is because I've and we're gonna get into the angel situation, which I mean we kind of went we was talking about the Jack Dempsey, which that's kind of in that realm. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna get into that. But I had to change stuff up because this is where I had my tanks where I was gonna sell fish from my house, but things have changed up. I'm still gonna sell fish, but I'm gonna do it from a different location.
Yeah, you were telling me
Um, I'm gonna do it from a different location. I'm gonna cut out me as the middleman to where I can bring the prices down, and I'm gonna sell them from Dan's location where I get the fish from anyway, consolidated. Um, and because I'm selling them from consolidated, I have a larger selection for you guys. So yeah, me and Dan kind of worked it out that way. But I will be selling betas from here so that I can sell the betas and show it and give what is it called? Is what you see is what you get. There's like a initials for that. In fact, later on, I gotta put the betas in fresh water because I just got them yesterday. I got some beautiful betas. I'll show them at closer to the end. You guys can see what betas I got. But we're gonna talk about angels, huh? What you
that. Yep.
think? You think of angels?
It's that one fish that either gets thrown as a beginner fish, or it's a nightmare fish. It's like a coin toss. It's a 50-50. I don't know how many times I've heard. I remember when I first started the hobby. Angelfish is the one fish that my wife has always been attracted to. That she always gravitates to. When we go to any fish store, that's the first tank that she'll go look at. So I always wanted to keep angels in my aquariums. And I remember when, after coming back after being gone for so long, I started out with the typical thing. I started out with live bears, guppies, and a couple of platies, and I had my tank going up and running. I started out with a 20-gallon, and then when I got my 55, I said, okay, now I'm going to be able to put some angelfish, and I was going to do it because I knew the tank at that time was inside the house, so I wanted to have something that my wife would also be interested in watching. And I remember buying like a group of 6 right off the bat, and what you're describing that your electric blues were doing, all of a sudden my angelfish would kind of do that. Not necessarily, not every day, but I started losing them one at a time, and then they'd stop eating, and I couldn't figure out what it was. At first, I thought, okay, well maybe the cycle got crashed on my system,
Uh-huh.
but I would test the water, and the water was fine, and I couldn't figure it out. I ended up setting up that old 20-gallon that I had, and I put them in there by themselves, and little one by one they started dying out. Well, I thought, okay, because I got them from one of the big box stores. I thought, okay, maybe it's genetically, or they weren't very good or whatever. Ended up buying them from a local fish store there in Mexicali. It was actually a breeding pair, a confirmed breeding pair. And I got them, put them in the tank. They were good for about a week, and then all of a sudden they quit eating, and they started wasting away. I mean, it was weird because it was like the top of their heads really started sinking in, like if they were
Really?
losing body fat, and I just couldn't figure it out. I started medicating them because I went to the store and bought the medication there. Trying to figure it out. By this time, I don't have nearly as much knowledge as I do now. Not that I have a whole lot now, but I had less knowledge than now. And and I was trying to figure out what it was, and I ended up killing those 2. All said and told, I think I went through like almost 16 pairs or 16 angelfish before I said, you know what, I'm done with angels. I don't want to keep them because everything else would be fine in the tank. It was just the angelfish, and I never figured it out to this date. I don't know exactly what was going on. But the other fish were fine. They were thriving. As a matter of fact, I had some albino cories. They kept breeding, and so I don't know. I never understood what happened. I left them alone, and it wasn't until a few years back when finally, after I started setting up the room here, where my current home, um, that I decided to give it a go again. Um, and this time around, I started having a little bit more success. They wouldn't die on me, and I started getting into, well, these guys are pretty easy to breed.
Yeah.
And that's my whole journey with that and how that went out.
Yeah.
It's not true. Well, in my case, I don't find it to be true. I never had a pair of angelfish that would rear their own fry. I never got that. The only time I ever had success was actually pulling the eggs out. I don't care how many times I let the breeding parents try to raise. They got them to wigglers, and that was it. They'd move them a couple of times, and then they would just eat them. And then I tried the whole trick of leaving the light on, doing all the things that people suggest. Couldn't do it. The only way I ever had success was pulling them out and raising them myself.
Mm.
Uh, but I just I never figured it out as far as being that hands off. I hear people all the time, "Oh, you just leave them alone and they'll do all the work for you." That was never the case with me.
So I'm gonna pose a question to you after I tell my story of angels, but I'm gonna pose a question to you. So my journey with angels is back in 2000 when I first started working at fish stores. I always was drawn to angels, but I never got them because I had so many other fish I got first. Peacock bass and Oscars and all these other, aggressive monster fish and stuff like that that I had, I was just, I was new to the hobby. I worked at an LFS. So I got everything at cost. I was just getting a bunch of fish and I never could get angels because I always got something bigger and badder to get in the tank, right? Um, Everything is easy in my natural system. Um, so back in back when I first started, right before I first started my channel, about a year before I first started my channel, I started watching YouTube, and I was like, I'm gonna get back into fish. I started watching YouTube again because I kind of was be on and off into fish because I started becoming I was a Harley mechanic for years, and I would come home with oily Hank stuff underneath my fingernails. So I never really got into aquariums again because I was always afraid of killing my fish because of all the chemicals that were on my hands. Because I could never wear gloves when I worked on bikes because they would always rip and it was a pain in my butt. So I always just had oil and stuff in my hands and then grit in my fingernails. So I never really did aquarium stuff. But I got into it when I started working with ACs. Anyway, I got back into the hobby again and I started with angels. And I quickly got success, like really, really fast, like immediately. And I'm under the impression that everybody has a specific fish or types of fish that the way they keep fish, the little things that they do, whether it be the water changes, the temperature, the way they feed, the types of tanks they like to keep, their substrate, their filtration. I feel like we all have little ways that we do stuff, and the way we do it is very, very suited to specific types of fish. The way I keep fish is very suited to angels specifically, and angel type fish, Um, so it's real easy for me to keep fish without even trying because my natural fish keeping habits are just really, really suited to keeping angels. So I always say that, you know, I don't necessarily, I didn't pick angels. It just kind of was a natural thing. You know what I'm saying? If I had other fish to pick from, I would have picked something else to be like the fish that I naturally do well at, but it just happened to be angels. That being said, um, I've come across people who had your problem that could not keep angels alive, and I have that problem with tetras. And if I get a tetra, it's pretty much a death sentence. And a lot of it is because I think the way I keep fish is a little bit more dramatic. That I don't, the water the way I keep fish is a little bit too dramatic for tetras. Super high water changes, stuff like that. The sparse plants. I don't really do plants. So tetras really don't have places to hide. So, you know, and as far as breeding fish, that came very natural also. I tried a bunch of different ways. I've had angelfish rear their own young, not as much as I'd like to, but I've had angelfish grow their own young. But I've had a lot of success. Not because I've tried to, but it just came natural, just because of the way I keep fish.
Yeah.
I think everybody has a specific fish that they just cannot kill. No matter what they do, they're going to be successful at. Mine is over.
Or they have that one fish they just can't keep alive for no reason.
They can't keep alive. Exactly. No matter how long they've been keeping fish, it's just their nemesis.
I have a friend of mine. He can't keep guppies, and it's not that the water is different. I mean, we're relatively both in hard water areas. He can't to save his life. He just can't keep guppies, and he gets all mad. And it's like because everybody says they're so easy, and he gets so upset that he just there's just something I don't know. I guess we all have that one fish that that just eludes us. It says Shirley says I have electric blue eggs. What up? Wait up. This one. What did she say? The pair is pair I right. We're both. Oh, that she thought they were both boys. Actually, one is smaller. I thought was a boy. I put them like 3 days ago, and I have two days with eggs. Okay.
Oh, congratulations! Electric blue car eggs. Word up.
And then somebody was mentioning over here. George said he got some red devils, quarter size. Now he has 3 pairs out of them. So lucky for me, one of the pairs got eggs from. So,
what are y'all doing?
And then I think Kimco was saying that okay, that angelfish can be kind of sassy, and that's see that the thing is, this is why I don't think they're a beginner fish or a
Yeah, yeah.
community.
Before you get into that, let me ask you my question because I
Okay,
think you're getting into that thing. If somebody were to ask you, are angelfish hard or easy? What would your answer be? Because I
they're
feel like you were
intermediate.
starting to get into that, huh?
Yeah, I don't think they're easy. I don't think they're easy unless you understand their behavior. Here's
Uh
the
huh.
problem. Here's the problem. Most people will get a group of them, and it's inedible that that group is gonna pair up. One, you're gonna get at least one pair,
Yeah.
and everything
Yeah.
will be fine. Everything will be fine up until the day they pair off, and then not
Hmm.
even so much pair off. The day they lay eggs, that day that tank is going to become turmoil, especially if you
Yeah.
don't catch it on time in time, and it's going to end up killing everybody in that tank pretty much. Yeah, so that's the only reason why I wouldn't say that they're like easy or for beginners. I think somebody with a little bit more experience under their belt and understanding the behavior of the fish, it's no problem because just to separate them,
Yeah.
and it's a non-issue, and you'll start noticing the behavior as to when you're going to get a pair, because all of a
Yeah.
sudden they start kind of trying to keep other people away from an area and they start doing the behavior of cleaning surfaces, and
Yeah.
and that's when you go, okay, I'm getting ready to have my hands full. But somebody that is just beginning or has a community tank might not pick up on those keys, and they're gonna have their hands full. The other thing is that I think they start pairing off and breeding at a relatively small size compared to some other fish.
So
So, and that's the one thing that could probably catch somebody off guard, is thinking, oh, they're still too small to breed. I've had really young couples that would pair off and start laying eggs. They're not necessarily fertile off the first bat. It takes them a while to get that right, but
yeah.
the behavior is all there.
So I'm seeing a lot of people saying they're easy. Jeff Kane says it depends on the source. My particular answer to that question is
Yeah,
one angelfish is easy. When you get multiple angelfish, now you're talking a whole different scenario. One angelfish in a community tank is no big deal. But like you said, you get multiple angelfish in a community tank. Yeah, you end up more than likely gonna end up with problems. I did a video one time and I said something, and Joy of Fish Keeping hit me up and was like, you know what? You're exactly right. What I said was, if you have a community tank, the moment you put multiple angelfish in there, that tank is now an angelfish tank. Because the angelfish are the ones that become your problem child. Put in there with it, it's not going to tolerate, it's not going to be able to lick them. They're going to be the ones, all your other community fish, your Danios, your rainbows, they're pretty tolerant of all other community fish for the most part.
yeah.
You get an angelfish, you put it in your community tank. Well, now it's an angelfish with ditherfish. For the most part, that's what I said, and I truly do believe that. Um, if you
Yeah,
get,
and
huh?
again, I think the one point that we have to clarify: most people in this chat right now,
Yeah,
they're experienced enough where they're not going to have any issues. I
yeah,
think the concern is when they start getting offered up for beginners. Well, when
yeah,
beginners start researching and they're trying to find uh, a community setup,
yeah,
more often than not, angelfish are recommended. But I think if we were being sincere and honest, we would tell them don't get more than one,
yeah,
uh, because the minute even if you get two, there might be that possibility you ended up getting a
yeah.
male and a female.
Yeah, and I
And
think that's a mistake a lot of us make is we think everybody knows and has the experience we do. And the fact is we're not a majority of fish keepers. We are the majority in the circles that we run in on YouTube, but in the real world, more people don't know the stuff we know or have the experiences we have. They're new and they don't know what to expect. You know what I'm saying?
I,
Huh? Yeah.
I think we kind of isolates ourselves from the rest of
Yeah.
the community in here in YouTube because
Yeah.
I and you and I have had this conversation, and I think really what it is that the way you live stream, you tend to still gravitate more. You know, you still attract a lot more beginners, especially because you
Yeah.
do that vertical live stream.
Yeah. I
People
love that. I
like
love that.
myself that are doing these more to subscriber based.
Yeah.
Um, very often do I ever get a. I mean, very seldom do I ever get a beginner question because everybody that I usually interact with has some experience under their belt. You know where I started noticing? What was that?
Joy is in there co-signing.
Oh, the, what now that I've kind of left and gone to other platforms, I noticed that in those other areas, there's still a lot of beginners looking for information. And I used to think, you know, people don't ask the basic questions anymore. There's every day that I'm in that other platform, there's a minimum of at least 10 like beginner questions that I always get asked.
You're gonna have to teach me that.
Yeah, it's really interesting because here I am thinking, oh well, most people nowadays, you know, with social media and all that stuff, they're gonna have all the answers that they're looking for. You can't hear me?
It's coming in real crackly. Real crackly.
Is it still doing it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what it is. Let me see. Communication.
Are you at work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it better or no?
It's the same.
Okay. Let me. All right.
I see. All right. Before you get that done, I see Fish Capades is in here. I did a video, 40-minute video actually, on angelfish care, but totally 100% based on my experiences. And it was because of Mel from Fish Capades was asking me questions dealing with Schmutz, her female angel, um, and I got to thinking about the questions she was asking me, and the thing that she was doing is she was asking me questions that had 100% valid. They were 100% valid questions, and I was thinking about the answer that she got from me, and probably the answer that she would have got from other people that were probably based on what somebody had said or something that was written down and stuff like that. And I got to thinking that angelfish are kind of a pain in the butt. And if you just read up on angelfish, you would probably see a whole lot. You would get exactly what you read. Like everything you read on angelfish would be correct, but it wouldn't be enough. There's a whole lot of extras that come along with angelfish that is not written down, that really could only be experienced and not read on. You know what I'm saying? So the whole video is stuff that is experienced, not read on. So yeah, and that was from Fish Capades. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, Mel, thank you for that. It's a long video. It's like 40 freaking minutes. I haven't done that since I first started. But go ahead. Are you good now?
I don't know.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Yeah, I'm starting to read all the comments. Mary Oliver says, "Abuelito sounds like cards clipping on a two-wheeler wheel." So the old cards in the spokes. And then Jody P said, "I was sounding robotic." I'll be right back.
But yeah, I was just thinking. I was like, yeah, everything she read was correct, but I feel like there's a lot more dealing with angelfish. I always say the best way to keep angelfish is if that's the main fish you want to keep. That way, it's easy to decide what should be in the tank, what type of tank, what type of filtration, because everything should be designed around the angelfish, and it's just a little better, in my opinion. Um, Mary Oliver, how you doing? Christopher, how you doing? But yeah, I don't know. That's just my personal opinion on angelfish from my experience. I think the literature out there is lacking as far as keeping angelfish in the home aquarium. They got a whole lot of facts, but I don't feel like the experience is there. Are you talking smack about my what? Uh,
Where are you seeing that?
I don't know. Jeff said something, but it
Oh,
disappeared. He was saying something.
yeah. I just like you were saying. I don't think there's enough information to warning like beginners
Yeah,
that having multiple. I mean, you'll be okay until they pair off, and then that's and here's the thing though, it's not set in stone either, because you could easily get a pair and not have go through any of that stuff. You might get lucky, and they're not they might run them off, but they're not. I've seen it. I've seen it where they'll literally chase them all the way to the other side of the tank and continue to bite on them and harass them, instead of just maybe running them off from that immediate area and then going right back to the eggs. Because I've seen that behavior too. Um,
yeah.
so
I've only had one angelfish kill another angelfish. And that's another thing. Like angelfish, in my experience, only attack other angelfish. I've never, in my experience, now mind you, in my experience, I really only keep fish together. I don't do a whole lot of community tanks, but I have kept angelfish with other fish. I have, but not every one of my tanks ends up being a community tank. So I will say that. I would say, but I've done enough to say that I've kept a lot of angelfish with other fish. I just know more people have done it than me.
yeah,
But in my experience, the only time angelfish has attacked and killed another fish, or even attacked in general, it has been another angelfish. I mean, I've seen them run other fish away when they were spawning, but as far as like maliciously attack another fish, it's always just been another angelfish.
well, because they recognize them as being the threat.
Yeah.
But also, the reason you probably didn't see it as much is because you were breeding them. So you immediately, when you got a pair, you would move them, and so
Yeah,
it was a
I
whole different.
already
Uh, uh,
yeah,
my whole thing with that is just more of the beginner hobbyist
yeah,
that has never really wasn't intending to breed them, and
yeah.
you just got them because they look really nice and wanted to have angels. It's the unintentional breeding that happens, and then if they don't understand what's going on, then they could potentially have issues. And more than anything else, it might not necessarily pick at them to death, but they'll stress them out to the point where you'll probably get an ick outbreak in the tank, and then that's a whole different situation you're having to deal with.
Yeah. The majority of angelfish I had, in my opinion, are pretty resilient to stress. I've had other fish, I've had way more other fish be stressed. What's the word I'm looking for? Stress. But mind you, now, I will say this. I am very anal. I said anal. I am very anal about picking out my fish. So from the beginning, I'm starting out at a really good spot. I feel like a lot of people are mesmerized by angels and forget to be very critical of angelfish. I would probably be that way if I was getting into a fish that I'm not familiar with, but I was excited about. Like for instance, if rainbow chanas were available, I would read up on rainbow trout, what to look for when buying a rainbow snakehead, a dwarf rainbow snakehead. And when I actually got to the store and I seen all of them, I would probably be so excited that that whole checklist that I was supposed to check off in my head would probably totally got thrown out the window. And I'd be like, I want that one, and the cool one with the colors. So when I get angelfish, I guess because I'm numb to all that prettiness. I'm not blinded by it anymore.
Yeah.
I start out from a very good place when I get the angelfish, so they're pretty strong when I get them because I'm very anal about picking them out. But I think a lot of people pick out stuff where it comes to color and forget to look at stuff like deportment and spinach and body. Looking to see if they have ick or sores or stuff like that.
Well, I
Because
know you and
they're
I have had
measuring.
this conversation before, and and this is when I was starting to look at breeding the fish. Um, One of the things that I didn't come across when looking at information was exactly how to pick a quality angel. That's one thing
Yeah,
that you've always said, that a lot of the videos don't give you the information to make sure that they
yeah,
have the proper finnage, that it
yeah,
looks a certain way. Uh,
yeah,
and I think there's that gap in the
yeah,
information. People
yeah,
don't they'll do like a uh, like a species spotlight, but not
yeah,
how to properly select a healthy and
yeah.
angel.
In fact, I can't think of a species spotlight that actually says when looking for picking out your fish of that species, this is what to look for. In fact, I've worked at LFSs where they literally said, "Oh, he's a bully. I don't want him." Well, as we all know, yeah, you do. Yes, the hell you do want him. He's healthy as hell. He's the healthiest one in there for him to be the bully. You know what I'm saying? It's a cichlid. So um, like that's but I've seen so many times like, oh, he's a meanie. I don't want him in my tank. He's the healthiest one in the tank, though. You know what I mean? It's just, but you never hear nobody say that on the videos on Species Spotlight,
Yeah, I haven't, and it was something that I found really interesting in having that conversation with you when I was trying to breed them, and because it was got to the point where I had to cull some of the fry and stuff like that, and that was one thing that you were saying is talking about, hey, make sure they have, both both
Yeah,
uh both of the, what are they called, ventral fins, the ones that come
yeah,
down,
yeah,
and that they don't have any deformities, and and those are the things that, like you said, they get overlooked. uh
yeah,
so you were really big on making sure they had the complete gill plates, because that's, I hadn't really picked that up on that. As a matter of fact, I had one of the group that I had bought for a breeding pair. I didn't even notice that it was missing one of the gill plates until we had that conversation, and I went and looked at them, and sure enough, one of them was missing. It didn't have the complete gill plate. It had like
yeah,
half a gill plate,
yeah.
and
In fact,
apparently
that's
that's like
why I
a
don't
real
like
common
blushing.
issue too.
I hate blushing angelfish because that 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 I can't see. Like y'all know, my eyesight is for shit, right? So when I see a small angelfish and they call it blushing, I'm like, is it that the gill plate is translucent or it's not there? I can't see the difference. So I don't like blushing because of that. It bothers the hell out of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All I can see is that it don't have a gill plate. That's just me. I don't know. That's why I don't like blushing. But yeah, angelfish is a beautiful fish. I think it's a great fish. It's a fun fish. They're cichlid, so they have a lot of personality. Very individual personality. If you have the right amount of the right numbers, um, like if you have 1, 2, 3, even up to 6, you could definitely pick out different personalities. When you get a buttload of them, they all start doing the same thing. So it's hard to like pick out different personalities unless you have them, like a dominant. But up until 6, you could definitely pick out different personalities and say, no, this one's a punk, or this one is shy, or this one's prissy, or this one's that. But
What?
I just when I see new people getting angelfish and treating them like Tetris or thinking they're gonna be like Tetris, I kind of I feel so bad because I like angelfish. I love angelfish, so I want everybody to experience them, but not if I know they're gonna have a bad experience. Like I know they're going into the situation with their eyes wide shut. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah,
know.
and that's and I think a lot of it, like, again, it's just there's that lack of information. Unless you've been dealing with angelfish on a regular basis, you don't pick up on those things. Like I said,
Yeah,
uh, I picked up on a lot of those defects and problems just from having that conversation that you and I had. That I would able to go back and go, yeah, I got to call this, I got to call that, because
mm,
it's you're looking, um, you know, some of the basic fins, but it was just, I don't know. It was I had one that had this weird shape to it. It was, you kind of almost want like that triangle shape, and this one,
uh-huh,
it is the hump on his head was kind of off. It was kind of interesting looking. I don't know what
mhm.
happened. I guess he must have been the run of the litter and managed to survive, but wasn't looking very very aesthetic.
How do you how do you feel about angelfish diet? What would you say if they said, "Well, what do they eat?"
What do they eat?
Yeah, like what do angelfish eat? My personal thing is angelfish eat differently depending on their application. If you're breeding them or you're keeping them in a community tank. Um,
Well, the reason why they're so popular is because they're not very finicky and they're very sturdy. When it comes to, if you, this is all everything aside from trying to breed them, it's a whole different situation. But just
yeah,
to keep a fish for a long time, they're very resilient. They're
yeah,
you know they're going to tolerate a lot of stuff, a lot of the beginner mistakes. They're going to be fine. As far as eating that, don't I never had any fish that were real picky when I was keeping the angelfish. Whatever I threw at the top of the tank, they would eat.
yeah.
Uh, so I don't know. I think that's why they're so appealing, because they're not very finicky. And they'll thrive even on low quality food. They'll thrive. You know. So I don't know. What's your
So
take on that?
my thing is so people want to do the best for their angelfish, and I applaud that. But their aggression level is where people have a problem with, and doing the best for your angelfish sometimes encourages aggression issues. So, like for instance, temperature and food are two things that you can manipulate and try and curb their aggression issues. High protein and high temperatures, like above 80,
Yeah,
encourage,
the breeding.
breeding. So, you want to do what's best for your angels. So you feed them a high protein diet, and you feed them brine shrimp, frozen brine shrimp, and you keep the temperature at 82 because that's where they like it. Yeah, but you're also going to get that breeding behavior and aggression behavior. Whereas you maybe bring their temperature down to like 77 and fed them a medium, middle of the road fish food, community food where the protein level was maybe at 40 or 45. Now they can still breed in that scenario, but not necessarily, ideal conditions. They still could, but chances are, if you had the two conditions, they would breed more in the 80, 82 high protein. So I
Well, yeah,
normally
that's
tell,
going to
huh?
trigger them.
Huh? Yeah, that's a definite trigger. So when people ask me about what to feed them, I go, it depends. If you're trying to breed them, this is what you want to do. Raise the temperature and feed them a high protein diet. If you just want to keep them in your tank and try and keep the aggression down, try and keep the temperature at the lower end of their tolerance and feed them a community food, a flake, that is not so high in protein, but still gives them the protein level that they need to be healthy. But most people want to do the best that they can for their fish. Funk, I'd watch a video. Oh wait, hold on, wait. Um, what does that say that Mary Oliver wrote? But you
Funk,
know,
did you watch the video? Can't remember who, but it explained all about the forks. You should no the forks, how they should be long. Oh, she's talking about the ventricle fins. How
that they
long
should
is
be what?
huh?
That they should be what?
That the description that they should all be long. They should not all be straggly, bent, or forward. So it basically describing the aesthetics that the proper aesthetics that they should have when selecting some angelfish.
So I went through a phase where I was trying to find out what a perfect angelfish was. And I looked and looked and looked and looked, and I even went to like the angelfish forums and stuff like that to try and find what was a perfect angelfish. And I came to the conclusion, especially I call them designer angelfish, the angelfish that you buy at pet stores, the cobalt blues, the Bulgarian seal points, the blue marbles, the veils, the super veils, the red. So all those angelfish that are man-made, you know, I've always wondered, how do you judge what is a perfect representation of an angelfish if angelfish keep evolving every time somebody breeds uh, a genetic abnormality on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this angelfish has slightly long fins. That's
Oh,
genetically
talking
weird.
about like
Let's
whale fins.
yeah, let's do more of that. So, like I was like, so how do you call that and go, well, this is a perfect angelfish. Yeah, but this is perfect for a veil and whatnot. So anyway, I did all that, and then I came to realize, well, no, now scientists, they have their own criteria for what a species, but they go from what's in the wild, and they actually count the rays, the first couple of rays on the dorsal fin. So the first couple of rays that go from the head to the dorsal fin,
Yeah.
they count those, and even some on the anal fin, and they'll count those, and they should be certain amount. So I started looking at angelfish that I had. I was like, oh, I'm supposed to have certain amount of rays for this, species. So I went over and I started, and I realized I didn't have any. It went straight from head to straight a long dorsal fin. And I was like, hold it, wait, are all my fish bad? And then I started looking at pictures of other angelfish on the internet, and they didn't have any too. Or if they did have them, they were very small, or they didn't have the same amount of numbers. And I started thinking, I was like, hold up, wait. So is everybody else's designer angelfish wrong? And I was like, hold on, wait. Yeah, everybody's designer angelfish is wrong if you're judging them by the same criterias as what you're judging them from a wild angelfish. So it's hard to pin down what is a perfect angelfish. I happen to like when angelfish have those long, stringy, shredded fins. I like the look of that. But if I was to take that to a judge, they might judge that badly. You know what I mean? But I
Well,
kind of like the look of it, huh?
so getting into okay, this is
Yeah,
selective breeding.
yeah.
At what point too long is long is too, or flowy is too much? Because I've seen some, especially like with the veil type of a finish,
Yeah.
where it's compromising the spine of the poor fish. Uh, it's got like this permanent. it's so heavy on it on that fish that it seems like it's got a downward, bent to yeah. Uh, at what point do we need to say that's unethical? I mean, hey,
And
I gotta make a call real quick.
yeah, so I feel the same way you do. I happen to like short, wide fin angelfish. I like standard fin angelfish. I don't have a problem with veiled angelfish as long as they're not too veiled because two things happen. One is they do end up with a spine issue because their fins are constantly bent downward. Even angelfish that have a kink on their fins are so long at the veiled angelfish that it just bends this way and it has an upward and then it goes it makes a 45-degree angle. I or a 90-degree angle. I do have problems with those, but who am I to tell people that that's bad when we are purposely breeding balloon fish? I'm waiting for a balloon angelfish. How terrible that's gonna look to come out, a short-bodied angelfish. But yeah, like we purposely breed balloon fish, and then to say that that's bad, it's just it's bad all around in my opinion. But as long as these fish are continued to be sold, then that's gonna continue to be bred. As long as people can make a buck off of it, they're gonna continue to breed that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Um,
at that point, when as a consumer, shouldn't you say, "Hey, yeah, it's pretty, but it's really detrimental to the health of the fish, so you shouldn't buy them."
that's what I'm saying. I mean, we sell, we breed and sell short-bodied fish. That should have been talked about. Goldfish have been bred into all kinds of terrible mis,
Yeah,
misshapen. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And nobody said anything about that. I mean, I like flower horns, but let's be real. That KOK is actually a big wound waiting to happen, and we actually charge more the bigger it is. So, like I said, as long as somebody's willing to pay more money for it, they're going to continue to and we can say that's terrible. But as long as we say that's terrible and three other people continue to buy it, they're just going to be like, "Yeah, you shut up. You shut up. You snowflake hippie, uh, uh, PETA woke crappy person." That's what they're going to say.
uh,
As long as I'm making money, I don't care about what you say. You know.
yeah. I guess so. I mean, but I guess that's where we as hobbyists, you know, there's gotta we gotta stand by understanding that there's a point of diminishing returns.
Yeah,
And
I agree with you, but I also believe that people at their core want other people to do it, not them.
yeah,
I like everybody's like, "Hey, we need to do something about this. Everybody go ahead. Let's go ahead and protest. Y'all go ahead and stop buying from Target and y'all stop buying from Walmart. Y'all don't buy no gas. Let's show these gas people that we ain't gonna be taking y'all go ahead and do that while they're filling up. You know what I'm saying? They want other people to
don't
do it,
mind
but
me
they
at the
don't
pump.
want yeah, they don't want to. They don't want the inconvenience of doing. They want other people to do it. Like for instance, I'm gonna start selling betas, right? Which I gotta change that damn water. Anyway, one beta that I will not sell. Not like it's gonna make a difference in the industry, but for me, it's my own personal. I'm not gonna sell dragon betas. Not gonna do it.
Yeah,
I had dragon betas. They get dragonite. You know what I mean? Um,
you might
so
want to
I just
explain that to people that don't know what Dragon Eye is.
so dragon betas are bred to have these metallic looking scales. They're actually really thick. That's one of the byproducts of these scales, the way they look metallic. But that's how they get it to look metallic. At any rate, what happens is another side effect is their eyes start growing a scale over top of them, where they become blind. Some people call it diamond eye, dragon eye, snake eye, and they end up being blind. It's not just, it doesn't happen every once in a while. It happens a lot, enough to have its own name, dragon eye.
Yeah.
And it's pretty common in dragon betas. Beautiful beta. It's just very susceptible to. In fact, I know more people that has had dragon betas to end up with diamond eye, dragon eye, snake eye, whatever you want to call it, than not have it. So I refuse to sell dragon betas for that purpose. Will it make a difference? Hell no. Because as long as people gonna buy it, whether they know about it or not, they can think, "Oh, it's not gonna happen to me." They're still gonna breed them damn things, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's unfortunate. But people want to complain, but they don't want to actually do something. You're gonna have a YouTuber that's I'm gonna rescue all these fish from Petco, all these betas. I'm gonna rescue them, and all you did was pay Petco money so that they could make profit to restock even more. You didn't rescue nothing. The best way to rescue fish as a whole is to stop buying them. But we ain't gonna stop buying fish. No, that's sacrilege. We're gonna keep buying them.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. And it's funny because I say I rescued this, but did you pay for it? If you paid for it, then you didn't rescue, you bought.
You didn't rescue the damn thing. You perpetuating this scenario. You know what I mean? What you mean? There seems to be
the whole where you're talking about short bodies. That in itself is a whole other contentious topic that there's both arguments on both sides of that. I personally don't care. I don't buy anything that's well, okay. I just like because I do have goldfish, but as far as any of the other fish, I've never been a fan of that. Right now, I don't know if in the States, but in Mexico, uh, rams, short body rams are becoming a real big thing. And I'm looking at that, I'm going, why would you do that? They're already small as it is. But they have balloon rams, and it's like, what I think it is? I think it's fish that are cold because of deformities, but then they say, let's see if we can sell it as a balloon fish. And all of a sudden you get people going, oh, this is great.
Yeah. No, at one point they were selling these, it was a hybrid of a Jack Dempsey and something else. It had a lot, it looked like it was a Jack Dempsey with something else. Anyway, they called it a unicorn cichlid. Now, it happens a lot with angels, a deformity where they get like a huge indentation, like it looks like something took a bite out of their head, but it leaves the first ray or two of their dorsal fin, right? So it's like the first ray or two rays of their dorsal fin, then it's a huge U-shaped bite looking thing taken out of their head. And it looks like a horn, then it goes up and around, and then the dorsal fin. It's a deformity. In fact, some of their head is actually out. It's gone. It's not there anymore. And they were selling this fish as a unicorn cichlid. And I remember this one idiot. Oh my God, he turned out to be a freaking pariah, like in the fish community on YouTube. I got the first unicorn cichlid on YouTube, a rare unicorn cichlid. And I was like, bro, you got a deformed fish is what you got. They sold you a deformed fish. It happens all the time with angelfish. And you just bought a deformed fish. You bought a coal. That's what you did. You bought a coal, Oh, that's too hard. Oh, the people were having some weird conversation. But yeah, it was funny to watch him brag about this fish, and I was like, "You're an idiot. You're a freaking idiot." But yeah, no. As long as people keep buying these coals, they're gonna keep breeding them. They're gonna keep breeding. I cannot personally, like the only short body, and I don't even consider it a short body, except for the fact it was a short body that makes it. I'm a fan. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am a fan of polar blue cichlids, right?
Yeah,
Which
I don't like.
okay, so here's the problem with here's my dilemma with polar blue cichlids. Polar blue cichlids, if you judge them against a convict, which is half of what a polar blue cichlid is, they really aren't really all that short bodied because their body shape, length, and size is generally kind of like a convict, but they're also half parrot, blood parrot, and the blood parrot is a short bodied fish. So
Well,
you
isn't
know,
that also a deformed fish? I mean, it's that
pretty much,
became
it's a short
popular.
bodied. Yeah, it's a short bodied hybrid. In my opinion, in my opinion, it's deformed in that I consider any animal hybrid that they're selling where the hybridization of that fish, the genetic makeup of that fish, makes that fish to be um not better but worse. For instance, let's talk about flower horns, which I happen to like flower horns, but if I'm being honest,
That's a
that
Frankenstein, man.
that KOK, that KOK, while the fish is a strong fish, it's an aggressive fish, it's a generally healthy fish, that KOK is a serious health hazard. Because once that thing gets damaged, I have yet to see anybody be able to heal one of those things without spending a F ton of money. And then even then, it's a crapshoot on whether or not it's going to survive. And I've met one person to be able to heal that, and they spent a whole lot of money trying to do it. Everybody else, they died. You know, um, but if the genetic deformations end up being a hindrance to the health of the fish, I don't see how that's a plus. Like you were saying, like, there's an argument on both sides of balloon fish. I can't see an argument where there's a pro to balloon fish that I can't immediately shoot down where there's a con. For every pro, there's probably three cons on why a balloon fish shouldn't exist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I wouldn't be able to speak on that because I've never kept them. But my immediate assumption is that they're going to probably be more prone to blout than any other fish because you're compressing all the internal organs. My understanding, and this is what I've heard people that are a lot smarter than me say, is not that the organs get smaller because their organs will stay the same size. It's just the body gets compressed, and that's why a lot of people have an issue with those fish is because you're you're really forcing them to live in a way that's not the best for them. And I yeah, and I understand that some people really like them and they've never had an issue with them and all that stuff. I just personally don't necessarily really care for them, and that's okay too. Though I mean, I don't have to like every single fish. I hate flower horns. I don't like them at all. I think they're the most grotesque fish out there. But other people, on the other hand, think are the coolest fish ever. So, but that's okay. I mean, that's you do you, and I'll do me.
Now, here's the funny thing: Florida has their version of a red dragon flower horn,
Yeah,
and it does not have a KOK that large. If you buy one of those flower horns from Petco or PetSmart for like $25, you will get a flower horn with a KOK or nuchal hump that is more natural to a Central American cichlid like a Trimac or where a Trimac has a nuchal hump that is natural size, or a Black Nasty or a Red Devil or Midas. Um, those have natural nuchal humps. Uh, Florida has a Red Devil flower horn where the nuchal hump does not get as huge as the ones that you see for sale for $400. If you get the ones from Petco and PetSmart for $25, you will get a beautiful flower horn without a nuchal hump that don't get so large. But the colorations are still spectacular. But the nuchal hump will not be that large. And you know it'll look like that because it's only going to be $25 and it was bred in Florida.
Yeah,
So
there's
just to
just
let y'all
something
know.
about those humps. I don't like them. I've seen angelfish with them. I've seen
Oh, so you don't
uh,
like the nuchal hump on any fish?
on any fish. The green tears are prone to get that. I've seen convicts with them, and it's like I don't know. I know I that's probably why I don't like beluga whales either.
So on certain, there is a size. There is a size of nuchal hump that at a certain point that I'm like, oh, that's just big and unsightly.
You know what? You know
Um,
what it reminds me of? You remember in the cartoons when somebody would get bopped in the head, and then you see the chipotle start growing out?
yeah,
That's what nuka humps remind me of. It always seems like that fish got hit in the head and it's got a lump in its head now.
yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
No, I get exactly what you're saying. I agree. And when it gets too much, you know what it reminds me of? The flower horns with the very large ones.
Like the
I don't
crazy.
know. So some of you young people may not know this or remember it, but a long time ago, when us Gen Xers were little, during Halloween, there was these two alien costumes, and the head was a balloon that you blew up. And one was black and one was green, and it was a big ball of. It was a just. It was a inflatable head of a alien, and it was plastic, and it just that's what it reminded me of. I don't know. You remember that, Miss
Yeah,
Callie?
yeah, I remember
Yeah,
those.
that's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of that.
Weren't they from I don't know. Because
Stop,
Mars Attacks,
June. Stop, June. Cut it out.
Megamind.
Yeah, that's what Megamind. But June, just stop it.
Oh, okay, I saw the other one. There's nothing wrong
It's
with
always
that.
somebody.
Hey,
Always somebody.
everybody has their own
Yeah.
opinion of what they like. Hey,
Whatever floats your boat, June. Whatever floats your boat.
yeah, yeah, but I was I don't know whose video I was watching. I even called you up and said, "What the hell, angelfish get that nuka hop?" But somebody was telling me
It's
that with
very
cichlids,
slight though. It's very
yeah,
slight.
but it's very noticeable. I mean, it's not it's one of those things where you're like, "What the hell?" It looks like he bopped his head in the on the side of the glass. Um, but I thought I had heard that the reason that cichlids get it is because to establish dominance. I don't know if that's true or not. Some people said it's just a diet. I don't know.
Well, diet helps in the formation of it. As far as dominance goes, I okay. So here's the problem. I've never seen a large group of males where there's multiple males, adult males that have nuchal humps because I've never seen a tank big enough to have multiple males with nuchal humps. I've seen a 300-gallon, but even a 300-gallon is not big enough to have two large males. What? Somebody said something nasty?
Yeah, they're the ladies are trying to get into the joke.
You got a cock. You got a cock. Everybody got a. Yeah. Y'all ladies is worse than guys. I swear to God, man. But if we say it, we're
I don't
dirty.
know.
If y'all say it,
I
you
think we're
guys are
pretty bad.
edgy. If we say it, we're sickos. If you say it, you're edgy.
We're just perverted.
Yeah, we're perverts. Um, but anyway, yeah, it's I've never seen a large group of it to be like, oh, that's the dominant male. So his nuchal hump is larger. Oh, he's not dominant no more, so it shrunk, and this one's dominant, so it got larger. I can't say
Yeah,
that for a fact. I really
yeah,
can't.
and it's something I haven't looked into because it's not a feature or something. A lot of the fish that have them is fish that I'm not really interested in anyways. So it's just one of those things where I only have so much room for some information that I just unless I'm going to deal with those species of fish, I'd rather not necessarily learn about them. Not learn
If
about
only
them.
you had if only you had a 300-gallon tank, you could have got some and learned about it.
I don't know.
If
Maybe in
only.
the future. Maybe in the future I'll get a 300-gallon tank. I don't know. I don't even. I have a 125 now, and I still didn't put big fish in there. But the biggest fish I have in there is a swordtail, and
Shame
they're
on
pretty
you.
big. I mean, they're pretty big for live bears. Yeah, but I as
He said
much
this
as
is pretty big, ladies. Ladies, he said this is pretty big.
I yeah, I kind of set myself up for that one, but that's okay. I'll run with it.
It's pretty big. I swear, it's pretty big.
And so I don't know. I mean, maybe no, it's not gonna happen. I was gonna say maybe in the future I'll get some bigger cichlids or something like that, but I don't think so. If that was gonna happen, it would happen.
Yeah.
Well, I've had multiple. I had a 150 and I have that 125, and I never put the biggest cichlid I ever kept was the angelfish. Well, that's not true. I had
Yeah,
the
the
tilapia.
tilapia. What happened to that thing? You eat
No,
it?
I gave it away. It got too big. It got too big, so I ended up giving it to uh, a friend of mine. I kind of posted it on one of the groups, and they. I don't think that I might have an hour and a half after I posted it, it was gone. It went quick.
Nick wants me to roast you for having a 125 and wasting it on live bearers.
Well, what else should I put in there?
Anything you've never had before. I did a challenge one time, and I told people to go to the LFS as experienced fish keepers.
Okay.
Everybody here is experienced fish keepers, and I said you run down to the LFS right now and go through the LFS, and if you look through all those fish, and whichever one you know the least amount, you buy that fish and take it home. The one you know the least, if you never, what is that? I never heard of it. Buy that sucker and take it home. Don't look it up until you take it home. Then you look it up. I would challenge people to do that. I've done it before. I ain't gonna lie to you. Ooh, that looks cool. I don't know what the hell it is. Buy it. And then you're like, oh, snap. Oh, snap. In fact,
I wouldn't buy geophagus because I like planted tanks, and you that's a recipe for disaster with a geophagus.
but you can
that's all
get a different tank. That's what I'm saying.
You know,
You get
I've
a fish.
tried. I have really tried setting up a tank without plants, just rocks and sticks. And
Yeah.
I failed miserable every single time because I start off with I have this extra valve. I'm gonna put it in here just for whatever, if they eat it, they eat it. And I just never been able to, I guess, until I totally get burned out on plants, it's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna keep an aquarium that doesn't have plants. Although lately I've been seeing I've been seeing these aquariums with a little bonsai tree. That's the only plant that it has, and the rest of it is just rock and wood. And I tell you what, those tanks look impressive. So maybe in the future I'll be able to have a setup where I can keep. You see, but I don't even like the big cichlids. I think the biggest.
It's for listen. It's not for. It's for educational purposes. It's for trying out new things. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
That's
I
the
can do
purpose
that.
of it.
I can do
That
that.
whole purpose of it is to try and learn something on a fish that you have no knowledge about. You know, I remember when I first started fish keeping, I would just get fish that I was like, oh, that looks cool. And I remember I had a 29-gallon tank, and I had it at the end of my couch. And I was sitting back like this, and I was looking at a fishing show. Somebody was fishing, and it was, here's the TV, here's the 29-gallon, and my couch was right there. And I was on the couch and I'm looking at this, and this dude was in Florida catching fish. And he's like, look at this. And he pulled out this fish and was all the way hanging down. He's like, it's a peacock bass. And I did like this. I said, oh snap. I had to put a peacock bass in 29. Oops. I said, oh dip. I didn't know it got that big. But that was before the internet, and it wasn't in the little book. So you know, it looked cool. But that's how I found out how big peacock bass got. From watching the fishing channel.
If I think if I ever got a fish outside of my comfort zone, it'd probably be some sort of a puffer fish.
There you go.
But
the challenge I'm putting to everybody is the next time you go to LFS, find the one you know nothing to the littlest and just buy it and take it home. Then you look it up and you do what is necessary to keep it alive and learn about it that way on the fly. That's that's something I think would be fun for a lot of people.
End up being for me, if I'm being totally honest, it'll probably be a saltwater tank because I don't know anything about them.
Yeah, well, so you can't just buy that and take it home without no setup. You know, a lot of us have stuff we could throw something together
all the time.
Huh?
Isn't that what beginners do all the time?
Say what?
Isn't that what beginners do all the time?
Like this.
What's that?
You froze up. What'd you say?
Oh no, I said, isn't that what beginners do all the time? They just go and buy something before they even have.
Yeah. With saltwater, that's a little different, you know. Unless you have enough to set up a saltwater real fast, and you know, I think in my personal opinion, other than the actual salt and the refractometer, most of us have exactly what we need to set up a basic saltwater aquarium.
Yeah, the only thing I'm missing is the salt, because I do have a friend of mine gave me a fractometer when I was thinking about doing a saltwater tank. It's still in the possibilities, but I don't know. It's just I don't know. Here, I'm going to be real with you. The reason I'm afraid of setting up a saltwater tank is because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to go all in, and I'm going to want corals and all this. I'm going to want a reef tank. And
I think I know you good enough to know that won't happen because of the amount of money it takes for a lot of these fish and their requirements. Once you read up on some of their requirements, because there is, for instance, if you do a reef tank, you're actually really, really limited as to what fish you can put in there. You really, really are limited.
The whole idea of doing the reef tank, it's because although I wouldn't do corals. I know what I would do. I'd probably do microalgae. That's what I would.
I think that would look cool. I
would definitely go with that route. And just to be an asshole, I'd probably put swordtails in it. Just so that, you know, people look at it, oh, is that a freshwater tank? No, it's a saltwater tank.
I don't know if you can do. I don't know if swordtails could do. Definitely know mollies can do it.
No, swordtails go full salt.
Okay, swordtails do. I definitely know mollies do full salt.
I had heard about it until the other day. I actually saw a guy that was cycling a saltwater tank with guppies.
Do that. Do a saltwater tank with mollies or whatever, and then that leaves you open, and you be like, you know what? Look at those clowns. My tank is ready for clowns, and put some clownfish in there. You want to know the truth about saltwater tanks?
What's that?
Clownfish, like they'll sell damselfish, and they'll be like, yeah, these are beginner fish. Clowns are actually way better as a fish to start out with than a damsel. And they look a whole hell of a lot better. And they're stronger and they're less sensitive than damsels and less aggressive than damsels. Damsels are kind of aggressive. Clowns are awesome fish and they can take a lot of mistakes. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, but they can also be, there's the same thing with like angelfish, right? Because they'll pair off and then you can't have multiples because they really won't.
Okay, so to breed clownfish, you're gonna have to try.
Mm.
Now, I'm not saying you can't accidentally breed clownfish. It's just not as it's not as simple as breeding convicts. You know what I mean? It's not simple to do. It's something that you're gonna have to like give a little bit of effort to. You know what I'm saying?
JP, there should be 1,000 gallons. All right. Now we know for sure I'm never doing a saltwater tank.
Yeah. No, you can do a 20 gallon. A
I
20
know.
gallon is a
I've
decent.
seen them doing them in tens, fives. It's
Yeah, I would do a 20.
yeah. I mean,
What's I'm so triggered
I know. I was
right
just trying
now.
to figure out why he was so mad.
Why are you so
I
triggered?
set up a beautiful saltwater tank so the trolls would put mollies in there.
What hey Nick, I'm kind of on the same page. Like if I saw a saltwater tank with mollies and guppies in there, I'd shake my head too. But hey, you know, hey, I think once he got in the saltwater tank, I know good and well, old Miss Mexicali would force him to get other fish in there. I
Yeah,
guarantee that. So
yeah,
let's just go ahead and get him to get some mollies and guppies in there. Miss Mexicali will handle the rest. I guarantee that. Guarantee that.
yeah. She's been to a few stores with me, and she's kind of pointed out some of the she actually likes the designer clowns, because they
Yeah.
have all these weird colors, and there was one
The
that we saw that's
icebergs
all
and
white
the
except like
lightnings.
it's got like a mask on them. I thought that was
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah. Icebergs and lightnings and all them whatnots. Yeah, no, they're awesome. The clowns, I would do a clown saltwater tank. Clowns remind me of the betas of the saltwater tank because they're small, but they have personality. Most of the other saltwater small fish to me don't have any personality.
well. Those guys
Um,
are nonstop. They're like the little Energizer bunny.
yeah, they move around. They come to the tank. They're personable like betas. Um, but all the other fish, and but you the only thing is you can have multiple clowns in a tank and live just fine. And you don't need a sea anemone to be in there with them. In fact, what?
Nick says, if somebody surprises me with I don't know what is it, with a saltwater tank with guppies, I'm gonna drown them in a tub of scuds. He hates scuds.
Why?
I don't
I
know.
figured someone like him would like scuds.
No. Oh, you just triggered him now.
What?
He doesn't like them because they eat isopods.
Roly polies?
Yep.
I don't understand the
Nick.
roly
Nick
polies.
is all into those aquatic roly polies, right? That's his
Huh?
thing. That's Nick's
Yeah,
thing.
roly polies.
Yeah, the little aquatic roly polies.
I never understood the roly poly thing. How
Yeah.
people like them so much. I mean, to each their own, but I never got it. Like watching a whole bunch of little roly polies. Hey, look at my tank of roly polies, and you'd be like, I don't see a damn thing. You gotta lift the wood up, and then I gotta lift the wood up to see the damn things. Like that's how you do them. Oh yeah, roly polies. You put the wood back down, they disappear again. You know what I mean? You think I'm a scud lover, Funk? I just figured you like stuff like that, man. I mean, you like little bugs and stuff. I don't know, man. I don't know your life. You know what I'm saying? You over there growing weird stuff, and
This is the
I
other
don't
thing
know.
why I don't know if I ever want to deal with this. There's just so many things you got to deal with saltwater tanks and
No, you're making excuses. You're gonna see that it's not any harder than fresh water. It's really not. In fact, I'm gonna be real with you. Saltwater bores me. It
okay.
bores me. It really does. It bores the shit out of me. Freshwater fish are way more interactive. Saltwater fish, you set it up and it's just bleh. Okay. Look at it. It's colorful. Still colorful. There's nothing interesting going on. They're just colorful and that's it.
Well,
There's
yeah,
no learning
I
involved.
I think coming from the freshwater side where you tend to have your hands more in the aquarium for whatever, whether you're trying to catch fish out or trying to do whatever. Uh, Saltwater tanks is just kind of set them and forget them. You don't,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
seldom have to go in them to do anything.
yeah. Nick said, I can't. I wouldn't even be able to see them because I got bad eyesight.
Yeah, that's the
I
other
want.
thing that is true. It's just the whole idea of having not being able to run them off tap water. That's the part
You
where it's like,
can. No, no, you can. Back in the day, before everybody had an RODI unit everybody had saltwater tank. Back in 2000, you know what nobody sold in LFSs?
what's that?
Water.
Oh,
Nobody sold water. They sold salt. You took it home, you made your own damn salt out of the tap water. So that's not true. You going night night? Give me kissing. Come on, mama. Come here.
yeah. So it's just I know
Mwah.
the
Love you.
only upside of having a saltwater tank is that I know that would be the tank that would go inside the house, and it's gonna have to it's gonna have to stay pristine. So I'm gonna have to stay on top of it. She
She
doesn't
don't
want to
want to go to bed. She don't want to go to bed. Uh,
go. Like,
it's just like fresh water. You keep on top of your food. You keep on top of your water changes. And you keep on top of your light cycle. Uh, and as far as algae, you keep on. You can have. There's different ways, especially if you're doing a seaweed tank, a macroalgae tank. They have, they do the same thing as plants. So they like there's a lot of myths and so when Luis talks about how there's some OG ways to keep salt water that doesn't involve RO, and Luis would be 100% correct. Luis would be 100% correct. There are a lot of ways to keep salt water. That it's just look. Let's be real, okay? The saltwater community is a lot like the aquascaping community. They make it sound a lot more fancier and harder than what it is. It's not all that serious. You know what I'm saying? They make it sound like, oh, they're the only ones that can do it. And if you're not in their little clique, then you're not worth a damn. It ain't no big deal. You know what I'm saying? It's really not.
yeah,
Aquascapers, saltwater people, they make it sound like a big deal. It's not.
yeah. I don't know.
I'm
It's
having
just
I got a personal vendetta against aquascapers now.
you know what's funny though? I know like legitimate aquascapers, and that's what they say is like the minute you insert a rock, anything in the aquarium other than fish, you're aquascaping. You
Yeah.
know, it's just there's
June.
different levels and different
Yeah.
complications. What's
Yeah,
that?
it's just the people that are so judgy and bougie about it. June, everything's great, June. Everything's great. It's just the people that are so judgy and like,
Yeah, but usually those people,
suck ass.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's just their personality trait. That's like Nick's new friend that was up there the other day, ripping apart. And it was so funny because he was going at it thinking that these people were like serious aquascapers. See, there's a disconnect that they don't understand. Some people are just giving it a go because they the supplies are there and they're going to try it out for that one time, or they have an interest but they're just learning. It's not These people have
Well,
not been
oh,
aquascaping for years.
ultimately, my thing with aquascaping is kind of like modern contemporary art. You know,
How do
it's
you
like,
judge it if it's
yeah,
all?
how do you judge something that is like, first of all, in my opinion, none of that stuff looks like I have never swam. I used to swim all the time. I don't like swimming anymore now because it's just a weird thing to do. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous, in my opinion, being in the water, grown people being in the water, just acting like fish when we're not fish. And, you know, anyway, but I used to go in the water and I used to look. and look at the stuff. And I remember what it used to look like underwater. In fact, I could Google pictures of shit underwater, and none of that looks like what an aquascape scene looks like. So the reality is, none of those things look like natural nature. In fact, all that shit looks like imaginary fantasy lands. So if it's an imaginary fantasy land, who's to say that this imaginary fantasy land is right and this one is wrong? You know, it's imaginary fantasy land. You know.
You know what's so funny is, I guess in their circle, they kind of understand whatever the quote unquote parameters or rules or whatever are they're going by. But the layman person looks at them and goes, "Yeah, that's okay."
Yeah, yeah.
They
Or
it's funny how sometimes they'll find just a regular, like your tank behind them. They go, "Oh, that's really cool."
yeah,
It's just
yeah,
it's so subjective. That if you get it's like I I equate the aquascaping competitions kind of like the dog shows.
yeah, yeah.
Okay?
Like
Where
everybody going, ooh, look at the way, look at its gait, and I'm like,
yeah,
it's
that
just
that
fucking
it's
running.
got
It's
that
just
little it's
running.
got that extra whisker that is just in the right place, and it's like,
Yeah,
oh, come on. All the
it's
dogs
just
look good.
running. Yeah. Oh, and I love when they try and like judge it. Oh, look at it. He looks peppy. And I'm like, it looked like what the other one didn't look peppy. Its eyes were open and it was alive. Like, how much peppier do you freaking want? Like, yeah, they start making a whole lot of something out of nothing. It's weird. It's weird. It's
Yeah.
weird. I don't get it. I don't get it. You want to know my best aquascape ever? So I had this little tank, little 5-gallon tank, and I was like, I'm gonna aquascape this 5-gallon tank. And I watched all these aquascaping videos, and I was like, okay. And there's a rule of 3, and then everything got to be flowing in a certain direction and contrast and all that. I was just paying attention to all this crap. So I did that, and it was. I was looking at it. I was like, yeah. Anyway, the tank caught a leak, right? It caught a leak, and I was like, oh snap! It was a 5-gallon. So what I did was I tried to get all the fish out. Only the fish was hard to catch because it was freaking aquascaping. Number one, if you have an aquascape tank and you try to catch fish in it, it's no longer an aquascape tank. It's a hot mess. It's a hot mess is what it is. So I basically took all the stuff out of the tank and did like this and put it in another 5-gallon tank. And then I took all the sand and dirt and I did like this. And all the water I did like this with the 5-gallon tank. I said, after everything settled and everything was all twisted and I was like, that shit look natural as hell. I was like, that shit look better than what I could ever do. Because it looked so natural. Like you went under the water and everything was so discombobulated, it looked like nature.
Well, the whole thing is that it's all subjective because even in the art industry, you can look at a painting and think, "Oh, that's really nice," or you can look at the painting and go, "5-year-old paint that." It's just it is so subjective. I never really. I just think it's funny when I see a bunch of people go, "Oh yeah, this one is so much better than this one," and it's
are
like,
you in front of a computer?
yeah.
Okay, look up. There is a contemporary art exhibit, and it is a banana duct taped to a wall. It is worth millions. It is a real banana duct taped to a wall that some artist was like, this is my exhibit. Find out how much that damn thing is worth, please.
Find out how much it's worth.
Yes. A banana duct taped to a
You
wall.
know, it was a comedian. It's worth $2.6 million.
A banana duct taped to a goddamn wall.
Here, let me share this so that people
understand. Yeah. That's how ridiculous I think a lot of the aquascape is. I'm gonna duct tape a banana to the inside of a tank on the next there it is. Yep. And if that don't win the aquascape competition, I'm gonna be pissed. That's a $2 million aquascape right there.
That's a $6.2 million.
$6.2 million aquascape. If it don't win, I'm gonna call the bullshit on the whole industry.
So what you need to do is tape a rock to the glass. Just tape a rock to the glass.
Yeah, just take one little piece of
Driftwood.
spider wood, tape it to the back of the glass, and be like, ha ha. You know what I'm saying? And win. And if they don't win, that's how you know the whole thing is
You know it's
bullshit.
rigged. You know the system's rigged.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just ridiculous to me. It's ridiculous. Y'all want to see these betas?
Yeah, show them off.
All right, you keep talking. This is
All
gonna
right.
be a little bit.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, no, it was interesting to listen to that conversation on Nick's live stream. And
Yeah.
I know the kid. I don't know the kid, but I know who the kid was. Um, the problem, he's confusing pretentiousness with knowledge, I guess, or experience. And that's where I was kind of like, all right, dude, I get it. You can put some shit together and then make it look nice, but uh, I don't know. I think it's more of uh, of trying to seem create shock more than anything else. I guess I don't know. It's just I just thought it was funny.
Well,
Yeah, Punk's
liking
gonna show some fish.
I was liking Nick's excitement over the fact that he wasn't getting yelled
Yeah,
at and somebody else was. That's what I was getting a kick out of. Nick was like, "Oh, nobody's getting mad at me on this live stream. I'm not saying the crazy stuff. Okay, keep it coming, y'all. Keep it coming. Give him what y'all give me. I like this. You're gonna be on every live stream from now on. Take the heat off me. I kind of got a kick out of that. I ain't gonna lie. I really did. Because he was really excited about that. I was like, oh, he's really happy.
you gonna get a drink or what?
Huh?
You gonna get a drink or what? Got
Yeah,
that
I'm thirsty.
water jug up there.
Yeah.
So going back to your fish sales, you said so. If I understand this correctly, if people were interested in buying fish from you, are they still going to your website? Except the only difference is they're not at your house; they're at Dan's.
Yeah, except for the betas. The betas are gonna be at my house
Okay.
because that way I can guarantee they get the beta that they pick.
Well,
You know what I'm
and the
saying?
reason I'm asking is because the idea of people buying fish from you is because they want to support you.
Well,
Um,
they still support me.
okay,
Trust and believe.
okay, that's what I wanted to make sure people understood.
Yeah, no. Trust and believe. All right, so this one
Sure.
is a, you know what? Let me put this phone right here so I get some light on it.
I'm gonna
This
leave
one
the
is
whole screen.
a, huh?
I'm gonna
This
leave
one
the
is
whole
a,
screen.
yeah, this is a blue marble.
Nice.
Yeah, this one's a blue marble. Young male. Swim around so they can see. I saw him. I was like, well, you know how many betas I had to choose from? It was so many damn betas, bro. And they started all looking the same at one point. And I was like, okay, I have to stop and just find one that really jumps out at me. So this is a blue marble. And I kept having to put them in front of other betas to see which one actually like had any kind of, spunk pizzazz. And this one did. So yeah. So they all have to be um, you know, uh quarantined and all that good stuff. So
Yeah, that one that you just showed that I thought was blue. Actually, with the light, it really looks different.
what, the one that I just showed you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the iridescence in it. That was the iridescence in it. Oh, put that in there. This is the blue marble I really, really like. Like, I'm trying to figure out how I'm not gonna want to keep a lot of them. That's the thing. Like, I honestly like. I like the setup that they're in. Like in my head, I'm like, I kind of like this whole setup that I got going on. Um, I could keep them in all actuality. You know, this is the other blue marble. Let me see if I can get him to turn around. This is the other blue marble right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one's really nice. They're all nice.
Yeah.
So based on what you want to put them through, what would be the
So okay,
expectation
so
for them to go on sale? About 3 weeks,
for
4 weeks from
me,
now?
huh?
How many
Two
weeks
weeks.
out?
2 weeks.
Okay.
Now for me, 2 weeks. For me, um, Paragard is a must. For internal parasites,
Yeah.
that's a must. And um, Icex, right? For
Yeah.
external parasites and whatnot. And then uh, uh, a week of a regimen of that, a week of that, and then a week of uh, monitoring, right? That's
Yeah.
kind of where. And then after 2 weeks, then they'll be good to go, in my opinion. That's my personal take. And after that 2 weeks, if I feel like, okay, this one's not doing as well as I like, then of course, you know, things will change. It'll be here longer. But yeah, and I'm gonna have pictures of the individual fish so that you can buy the individual fish. Like, you're not gonna like go, oh, I want that blue marble and get something different. It's gonna be that one, you know, or
Okay.
like this avatar right here. This avatar, where you at? This avatar beta.
One thing I've always been curious: how do they select what makes that an avatar, and what makes the other one a blue marble, and so forth?
So the blue marble is the white and the blue, and this avatar is the blue with the red and the black iridescent. So it's black. I know this light is kind of throwing it off,
Yeah.
because it's like beaming down on it with the blue and the red. That's what they're calling avatar. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's just like any other fish. Somebody made it and was like, "This color is avatar."
Well, because I've seen where they'll call some bettas koi, and then they call them Nemo, and to me they look the
Galaxy.
same.
Galaxy. So the galaxies have an iridescent. I have a galaxy and I have a koi, and I'll show you the difference. The galaxies and the kois, the difference is galaxies have an iridescence to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a koi plakat and a galaxy plakat. Plakat. Funk, you could use
Very,
the
very.
banana and huh?
Yeah, she's coming for you.
What's she saying?
She says, "Funk, you can use the banana and hook it up to that electric stimulator thing to see how much current IT can take before it explodes. Don't be
Yeah,
hurting yourself."
yeah, I could do that. So the galaxy, which I have here, dude. Wait till you see these females, man. I'm kind of impressed with the females, and I think I'm gonna get a lot more females because I know there's a lot of people out there that are gonna want to get like these females for uh sorority tanks, because I kind of want a tank of sororities with these guys and do a planet tank. I actually have a tank that I'm looking at right now to probably put a group in there for a sorority.
Nick says that
Um,
he's going to go to sleep. Hey, Nick, I better
all right,
not go
well,
to TikTok and find you on a live stream. You'll never hear the end
oh,
of
he's
it.
he's doing the TikToking.
No, he's going to bed supposedly.
This is a strange young person, bro. It like, what kind of young person goes to bed at this time at 9:42?
He's just finding. He's trying to be polite that he doesn't want to hang out with us anymore. He's going to
Um,
go. This has gotten too tame for him.
oh, that what it is.
Yeah.
And this is another avatar.
So it's the colors in the fish that designate the name then.
That's what the guy. It's a plakat. Oh, you're asking what's the difference between a plakat and a
No. I know placard is the tail, the shape of the tail. It's like a spade.
yeah.
No, I'm
Yeah,
talking about
it's
with
the
the
same as
name when they call them avatars, galaxies, kois, nemos.
it's
Um,
it's the same as the damn angels, bro. Whoever created that color variant said Avatar because it sounds cool and it's gonna bring in a lot of money if I call it Avatar, and that's how the names came about. Is
okay,
that simple?
but it's how do people keep
Huh?
them straight though?
Because of the color, like this is black and blue, and the other one's white and blue.
Oh,
Like
okay,
yeah, like this one is black and blue, and this one is the marble is white and blue.
yeah.
Hmm?
Now marble can only be blue and white, or can it be white and any other color?
These are called blue marbles. So I would imagine there's a red marble somewhere. I don't know. I haven't seen one. That don't mean that they don't exist because I haven't seen one. I just only seen the blue marbles.
So what makes a samurai a samurai?
I don't know that. Because to me, samurais and dragons look really, really similar.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like it's like the like the angelfish with a oh, this is a blue this and this is a cobalt blue. And I'm like, okay, why is one called a cobalt blue and one when I don't really see a difference in the blue, you know?
Yeah.
But this is all right. So all right, this is the ones I like. This is one of my favorites personally. Um,
I'll be right back.
yeah. Let me do this right this. This is one of my favorites of all the betas in the world. I do have filters for these. It's just I got them yesterday and I've been so tired. I gotta drop the filters in there. I got sponge filters. So y'all ain't got to worry about that. But even if I didn't, y'all know these jokers are gonna be just fine. Um, this is a male. Oh, this one is a. This is a male alien beta. So it is a hybrid from a wild beta and a um splendid.
Okay.
But I like alien betas. I love
Now, are
alien betas.
aliens always blue or green?
Yes. So no, I've seen some copper ones and black.
Oh,
I've seen copper and black.
okay.
But I like them because they look more like a natural beta. You know what I mean? A natural wild beta. But I'm talking about their body shape. Their shape of their body is more like a wild beta, but they have the colors of like look at him, look at him. Oh, he sees himself. He sees himself in the phone. But yeah, I'm loving that one. You know. Anyway, that one, alien betas are my favorites of all the betas. Um, they're gonna be hard for me to get rid of. I ain't gonna lie to you. They're gonna be
Now,
hard for me
the
to
other
get
thing
rid
I
of.
was going to ask you: Are you gonna ship year round, or is there a certain time of the year where you won't ship?
I'll ship year round to states that can accept it.
Okay.
So like like of course like this year is gonna be this time of year southern states. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Or states where the temperatures reasonable, you know. Um, but now this one, for those of you who want to try and um breed alien betas, that's the female alien beta.
So she looks more wild type then, right?
Just because she has that line on her, you know, she doesn't have as the colors aren't as brilliant. You know, you can still see the lines. You see it?
Yeah, yeah. No, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying. She looks more like a wild type.
yeah. Well, you want to know the truth of the matter? Even even female betas, like back in the day, they've gotten a lot better with the betas. But even female, like the splendid ones that you see now,
Yeah.
the female betas had lines on them. They looked wild because they had lines. They didn't really have the color. They only had thin color on the fins. Like if you had a red female beta, it only had red fins. The body was like a cream color. You know what
Oh,
I mean? The
okay.
body was cream with black lines, just like this, but actually had less color on the body, just like that. But nowadays, female betas are just as colorful as the males
Yeah.
because of selective breeding. But yeah, back in the day, female betas, that's why nobody bought female betas because they didn't look as good as the males. Because females was ugly. Ew. Ew. All right. I'm about to show you these the koi and the galaxy. Give me a sec.
Okay. What are you doing?
For this one, I might have to do something a little bit different. I might have to put a divider in here to kind of
Oh,
show you.
they'll get all
Um,
pissed off at each
huh?
other. They'll get all mad at
Well,
each other.
yeah. Well, I want to show you the difference. I only have one of these containers, so I'm gonna put a divider in there. Um, I'm gonna make me like a little makeshift divider real fast. But it's once you see the difference, you'll be like, oh, okay, fuck, that's easy to tell.
I'm still learning this setup. Couldn't get myself back on the screen.
Oh, you kicked yourself off?
Well, no, I it gave you the option of just kind of not being in the picture, but still have
Mhm.
audio and stuff and listen and be able to do that. But I couldn't figure out how to get myself back on.
All right, this one, hold up. That's the Galaxy. And this one is the Koi. All right. So, all right. Now, oh, no,
That's not going to
no,
work. Uh
no. All right. All right. So, like you see the yellow Koi,
Yeah.
it's just yellow and blue,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
If you look, there's no real shine to it, right? It's
Oh,
just it's just yellow and blue.
yeah.
Hey, right? There's no real shine to it. It's just yellow and blue. Now, if I flip this around, this is the Galaxy. This has iridescence to it. You see the iridescence on the
Okay.
lighter?
Yeah.
Galaxy has iridescence, regardless if it's a red galaxy, blue galaxy, yellow galaxy. Galaxies have iridescence. Kois do not.
Okay.
All right. So
Got
that's
it.
the difference in kois and galaxies. Because I was like, what's the difference? They both got the color patterns the same. They're just colors is different. And there was like the iridescence. I was like, oh shit, that's right. I can see the difference. So that's that. Now every time I see it, I was like, that's wrong. That's marked incorrectly.
Oh, because when they get labeled incorrectly, I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Well, now you know. Galaxy got iridescence, Koi's do not.
okay. Yeah, no, because I know. Well, the only betas that I really get to look at on a regular basis are the ones at the PetSmart, and
Yeah.
and they started bringing in kois now, and they started bringing in some of the fancier ones that you couldn't find before, where all they had was like veil tails and just the solid color ones. And
Oh, the
now,
Splendens? Yeah, the Splendens.
yeah, now they have like the mustards and all these other weird
Yeah.
names. The mustards, I figured where they got the name. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah. It's mustard color.
Yeah, but I never I knew when I didn't know the difference because I would see them labeled as koi and then
Uh-huh.
Nemo, and I'm looking at them. It's like it's the same shit. Kind of like if you hadn't pointed out the iridescence on that galaxy, I would have said it's the same thing. It's a koi.
Yeah, that's what I did. Now, this last one, I am going to put them all in one because they're all females. So I'll put them all in one. But wait till you see them, man. They are freaking ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah. So let's see what we got going on here. 100% bed of water you're using is 100% bed of water. Yeah, the whole a bed of water in a bottle. That's if there's a bigger scam, I don't know. I don't know what
Say
it is.
what?
That whole
What's that?
industry, the whole beta industry is designed to withdraw money, separate people from the money in their
Yeah.
wallet.
Hey, y'all want to buy some? I'll sell you. I'll sell you. Oh, hold on, wait. I'll sell you 5 gallons of beta water. You just hit me up for $50. 5 gallons for 50. I'll even pay for the shipping. It's good stuff. Trust me.
I'd like to see their supposedly their black water. Knowing the
Yeah.
industry, I wouldn't be surprised if it's just food dye in that water, and
Man,
instead of real tannins.
they got literal Lipton tea bags in it. Lipton tea bags. That wouldn't surprise me.
Next
All
day
right.
delivery, Renee said on the bed of water.
Yeah, I got you. Beta water. That's ridiculous. That's just dodo. All right.
Walmart's got aquarium water.
Yeah, I know. All right.
It's not to you in a 2-gallon bottle.
All right. These are Galaxy placots. So they have the iridescence. Females. This is where I'm saying, like, I really want a sorority tank. But with sorority tanks, so you know how people think that you could put all the females together, no big problem. I would definitely do a planet tank with plenty of hiding spaces. Because while people say, "Oh, female bays can live together," they have their whatchamacallits.
Yeah, those are really nice.
Can you imagine a tank full of these, bro?
Yep. That would
Look at
definitely
that.
look nice. 12 gallons of water, $50 with free shipping is a hell of a deal because it's going to be more expensive to ship it. Fun tea bags, all his water.
I teabag all my water. Could you imagine a tank full of these?
It looked really nice. I've seen them.
Oh,
Every time I go to the pet store in San Diego,
yeah.
they have that's where they keep all their females. It's a nice little planet tank. I
Yeah.
still I still think that the best setup for these guys is a shallow tank. She didn't go to bed. Oh shit! Did it freeze? Am I frozen or just Funk?
That's all right. They're cool. All right. You know this? They don't care. No, I thought you was talking and then you stopped.
Yeah.
That was
No,
my
it's because the
sister and
screen
my
froze.
niece.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I
So
don't know. Go ahead.
I see. You can notice that iridescent more on their fins than the body, huh?
Yeah, yeah. hmm But I got a 15 gallon that I think I just I
You
just
got a
gotta.
15, huh?
Yeah. The more I'm looking at this, I'm like, how could I not? But I gotta get the plants in there first. I'm thinking just jungle val on the back. Um, Anubias and maybe some of those. What's those little brown plants that on the bottom? They're kind of like brownish brick colors. What are those? Crips or some shit
Cryptocoris.
like. Yeah, those. And I think I think that'll be good. All right.
Yep.
We're just having a lot of it. A lot of it. And yeah.
There you
Anyway,
go. That's what Jake is saying. They had a sorority tank, and one by one they were killed by by each other.
yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm saying a planet tank is I definitely had to be. I'm gonna give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? If not, I'll just sell them. But
Well, do you want to start wrapping this up?
yeah. Let me just get these betas out of here. I'm just gonna fill up these little 4 containers. In fact, no, I'll just say goodbye now. Oh,
Yeah, no. Well, just want to thank you guys. I know there's other people that are probably going live, and you guys want to get to them, so we're not going to hold you guys up anymore. We already took 2 hours of your time anyway, so thank you for that. And we'll be catching you guys in the next one. You guys take care and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
deuces.
So
Thank you for showing up.
later. Let's say bye.